Just 1 minute. Okay. So everyone is able to see my screen, right?
Yes,
Yes, correct.
yes, yes.
Thank you. So yeah, we can. So today we'll discuss on one of the GCP, Google Cloud Platform Services, that is PubSub, which literally means publishers and subscriber. Okay, and we'll discuss various topics on this publisher subscriber service, and we'll see a small demo um, with Java, like how can we integrate this PubSub service with uh, Java Spring Boot. So, the content is readable, right? So shall I zoom in?
It is okay for me.
I mean, so
For others, I don't know. Guys, please respond. 'Cause to most of them, it is okay.
okay, now it should be good, right?
Yes.
Okay, so yeah, so we'll see what is PubSub, is publisher subscriber service, and its various components and steps of that publisher subscribe service. What are the patterns that this sub service offer for us? Okay, and as earlier mentioned, we'll see a small demo on sub with uh, Java integration. Okay, so yeah, this PubSub is a service like publisher subscriber service. Okay, where the senders of the messages are decoupled from the receivers of the messages. Like, so senders of the messages are publishers here, and the receivers of messages are subscribers. Okay, and the publishers will be decoupled from the subscribers. Like, publishers won't um, actually are the actual subscribers. Okay, so publishers will publish the messages to a topic, and subscribers will subscribe to a subscription. Okay, which are the terms of service, right? The terms pertain to this service, which we'll discuss. Okay, and so so these are managed by GCP, and those publishers won't know who subscribers are. Okay, and the the message service, like, this is an asynchronous one. So it actually supports REST kind of calls as well as gRPC kind of calls. Okay, and obviously, as this is Google's, GCP service, right? So Google search and email actually uses this PubSub service for communications, and so mainly, like, this is kind of a cloud service that we can visualize in place of Kafka or other messaging services, right? So where where the subscribers are need not be ready um, just at the time of publishers publishing the messages. So those messages will be stored in temporary storage, and uh, so to make sure they won't be lost, right? So this cloud service will actually manage those messages, and whenever the subscriber are ready, right? So uh, so those messages are actually sent to the subscribers, or the subscribers can pull messages. Okay, so this is a kind of architecture that we can visualize for this pub sub service. Okay, so exactly once delivery is also supported, like so once the um, message is received by the subscriber, right? So when the acknowledgement is sent, then yeah, that's it. So it resend the message again after the acknowledgement. Okay, so that is there, and there is a light variant of this service is also there. Obviously, some of the features won't be there in that light version. Okay, so and so there are some parameters defined for each type, like so what is the max size of message, and what is the max time or max duration that message can be retained in the storage, even if uh, um, subscribers consume that message. Okay, so all these are the things like there are some um, number of parameters that are there. So
Kiran, your
yeah, Praveen,
your voice is bit low.
is it any better now?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay, so whatever is I've told, right, like so anyone has any questions, or do you want me to repeat it, or you kind of understand what I said, and can I continue? If anyone can give me feedback, that's appreciated. Okay, I take it as, I mean, I take it like you understood whatever is done, right? Like, so that introduction part. Okay, so we can continue, and at any point of time, if you have any queries, you can feel free to stop me. Even if you raise the hand, right, I don't know whether I can see it or not because I am sharing my screen in the full mode, right? So you can stop me at any point of time, no issues. Okay, so as I earlier told you, right, like this is PubSub Lite. I mean, these are the compare some. I mean, uh, some of those comparisons between PubSub and PubSub Lite. Okay, so you can see clearly that the client library languages are much more for PubSub when compared to PubSub Lite. Okay, and so even like so there are many other features as well, like if you can see, right, there are many other features um, that actually mm, just give me 1 second. I couldn't list all those features because okay, I've actually added I think I've actually added that what's that URL in the resources tab. You can actually check all the comparisons, right? So yeah, I think this is the one. Okay, so yeah, you can see there are many other things like multi-zone, right? So a schema validation, and ordering is also there. So it actually supports REST endpoints. Um, I mean, it I think by default supports gRPC, and PubSub actually has the what's that feature to support REST endpoints as well, but Lite no. Okay, so see the retention period, right, up to 31 days, and service endpoints. So there are, see, even the subscriptions, right? So there are much. I mean, these types of subscriptions are available for PubSub, whereas not for this PubSub Lite. Okay, so there are a lot of what's that features that actually differ. Okay, so
I have a question here. So, what is
yeah,
gRPC? Can you explain in a brief manner?
okay. So gRPC is an RPC framework, okay, which actually Google used to use internally, okay, and so they have actually made it open source, and I mean, to briefly explain that, like the best beauty of gRPC is like you can actually send stream of requests and you can get stream of responses. Okay, and it
Mhm.
actually works on HTTP too. Okay, which is way more faster than HTTP 1.1. I mean, it is minimum 5 times faster than HTTP 1.1, and I mean, at times it can achieve up to 7 times faster than HTTP 1.1. Okay, I already gave a session on gRPC, like introduction session on gRPC, and a
Mhm.
small demo as well with Java. You can actually check that out. I think even it is there on YouTube, I guess.
Okay,
So yeah, if you can see that video, right? So I think you can actually get an overview of what gRPC is and what the client library language that it supports and what are the benefits, right? Yeah,
sure. Thanks.
yeah. Any other questions till now? Okay. So okay, so yeah, these are the components of a PubSub. So the the entity which actually sends a message, right? So they are called publishers. Okay, okay. And so they'll actually send the messages to a topic. Okay, so which actually, I mean, the messages that the topic actually handles, right? So they can contain a schema. Okay, so I mean, PubSub actually supports two schemas, Avro and Protobuf. Protobuf is a schema that actually gRPC uses. Okay, uh, gRPC also uses probably. So okay, and so for this topic, so we'll have one or multiple subscriptions. Okay, so to which the messages will be sent. Okay, so for these subscriptions, the subscribers will subscribe to these subscriptions. So here the subscribers are the entities which will actually receive the messages, like the communication, the end-to-end communication will be from publisher to the subscriber. Okay, so basically, if multiple subscribers are there for a subscription, the messages will be forwarded in a different way, and if single subscriber is there for a subscription, it will be done in a different way. Like the subset of messages will, I mean, each subscriber will receive a subset of the messages in sent to the subscription, right? Okay, if multiple subscribers are subscribed to a subscription. Okay, probably at first, I mean, someone, at least you might be confused, just like me. Like literally, I got confused when I was reading this for the first time, because subscription, subscriber, all these things are actually um, pronounced similarly, right? So I mean, this is just like once you see this diagram for a couple of times, right? Yeah, I think you'll understand it very easily. Okay, so um, so yeah, this is so for here you can see, right? So the subscription one has two subscribers. So the messages is subset of messages are actually sent to the subscribers, and for subscription to only subscriber three is there. So all the messages are sent to the subscribers. So we'll see them some of these things in action. Okay, in the last. Okay, and so any questions here? Okay. Um, so yeah, if we take the life cycle of a PubSub message, right? So publisher sends a message to a topic. Okay, so it will be stored in the message storage, right? So and so based on the schema, the message will be there. Okay, so and the subscriptions will be there for the topic, right? And so the message will be actually sent to subscriptions, and then to the subscribers who all are subscribed to these subscriptions, right? So the subscriptions can be multiple. Okay, whereas normally a topic will be a single one. Okay, so I mean, it is not that multiple topics cannot exist, but there are other type of features that I mean, Google's PubSub service provide. So if multiple topics are there, right? So I mean, people will tend to use those services. I mean, within this pub sub service, right? Sub services, you can say. Okay, so we will, which we'll discuss in a moment. Okay, so when the subscriber subscribes to the subscription, so the message will be sent to the subscriber, and the subscriber sends an acknowledgement to the subscription. Okay, I mean, by default it is auto. We can change it to manual. Okay, if we keep this, if we keep that in auto, so probably the, I mean, in case of failure, right, the wrong acknowledgement will be sent to the subscription. So that is why most of the scenarios we tend to keep it in manual mode. Okay? And we send the acknowledgement after receiving the message. Okay, so yeah, as I earlier mentioned, right? So these are the two schemas supported. Okay, and out of this, like this protobuf is actually it is an in-house a way of communication, in-house format of communication for gRPC as well. Okay, and so yeah, these are the PubSub patterns that PubSub service provides to us. So many to one pattern, many to many pattern, one to many pattern. So many to one pattern is also called as fan in, and many to many pattern is also called as load balancer, and one to many is also called as fan out. Okay, so many to one pattern as depicted in the picture, right? So multiple publishers can be there. Okay, they'll publish the messages to a single topic, and one subscription will be there, and one subscriber will be there. Okay, the messages are actually all the messages which the subscription receives will be forwarded to this subscriber. Okay, and in many to many pattern, which is also called as load balancer. Okay, load balancer pattern. Okay, so multiple publishers can publish messages to a single topic, and one subscription will be there, and multiple subscribers will be there, which are actually associated with the subscription. And subset of messages will be, I mean, these subscribers will receive subset of the messages which actually this subscription receives from the topic. Okay, so kind of load balancing, right? So that is why it is also called as load balancer pattern. Okay, so and finally this one to many, which is fan out. Okay, So here, yeah, multiple publishers can exist, and they'll actually send the messages to this topic. And here, multiple subscriptions exist. So to each subscription, all the messages will be sent. So, so, so if we actually want to send all the messages to all the subscribers, right? So Fanout is the best option. So kind of like I can give you an example. Okay. So in interview builder application, right? So there is a scenario where um, so uh, based on the messages, okay, from the pub sub, um, the 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 uh, the database records should be created. Okay, for example, if service one actually creates one database record in, for example, say user table. Okay, the ID should be inserted in all the other four, what's that, four services. Okay, the same ID should be inserted in all the other four services. So here what it'll do, like the, so what's that user service, right? So that user service will publish a message to this topic. So there'll be five subscriptions attached to this topic. Okay, I mean this is an example. Okay, for you to I mean for you to understand this one, right? So that that message will be actually sent to all the subscriptions, and so these services will be subscribed to these subscriptions, one each. Okay, so that all the messages will be sent to all the subscribers here, all the services, so that so that ID will be inserted in all the other services, all the other four services. Okay. So when you're actually creating a subscription, right? So there is, I mean, it actually PubSub service provides you a filter as well. Okay. Based on that, you can filter the messages as well. But normally that feature is, I mean, people won't use that much. But yes, it is possible. Okay. So this is an example for this fan out pattern. Okay, so where, and also this many to many pattern, right? So where you want load balancing, if you want to process the stream of events. Okay, and when you have multiple processes, okay, you can associate all those processes to a single subscription, so that the stream of messages will be um, I mean the subset of message stream, right, will be sent to each processor, and they can process individually. Okay, so that this is that kind of thing. Okay, so yeah, any questions? Yeah, Tarun, please.
Yeah, yeah, Vijay. So when you said multiple publishers, right? So are they from multiple services you're
Yeah, yeah,
referring to?
yeah, yeah. So see, uh, that is, I mean, that is also, I mean, we need not consider that one as well. That can be absolutely multiple services. Okay, so just it is matter of configuration. So even in a single, I mean, normally that will be the case. Multiple services will actually configure this topic and publish the messages. But
Yeah.
yeah, I mean. Um, in a normal scenario, yes, that is the case. Yes.
Okay. And so each publisher, each service which is publishing the event to the topic, right? So can that
Mm.
be a different objects, object types, different classes?
I mean, if we don't specify the schema, and if you are sending messages, um, I mean, with different things, right?
Yeah.
So I don't think it is possible because when you're actually sending the gate, I mean when you're actually defining the gateway to send the messages, right? So you will um, what's that? Define the type of that message as well.
Yeah.
So yeah, I think they should send only one type of message, and the topic will be associated with a schema as well. Okay, and so I think they can send only one type of message. Yeah, probably
Okay.
I'll dig deeper into it, but yeah, so I've implemented it, and so I actually had to um, what's that? I actually had to define I mean, in my sample implementation itself, I actually had to define that the type is string, okay, and then only I could actually send the message, okay. Um, yeah, however, I think some generic, like if you actually define it as object, right? I think you can send any type of message like string or something, some other values as well, right?
Okay.
However, you need to know like what type of data that the sender is sending in each of the message, right? Like
Yeah.
as you are actually asking like multiple types of messages, right? I
Yeah.
mean, normally that won't be the scenario because uh, so yeah, I mean, I mean, at least using Java, which is completely strongly typed, right, with oops. So even in a real world scenario, the topic will be associated with a schema. Normally, what I have seen is people use protobufs, okay, so that at the publisher end and at the subscribers end, right? So the uh, Java classes will be auto generated by the grpc plugins which we configure, and you can use the same classes to send and receive the things as well. And also it actually sends in the byte array format, and converting it to byte array, or I mean converting is not necessary to byte array because it implicitly does it. However, um, getting the actual data from the byte array is pretty simple um, in this protocol buff world as well, because there will be a thing called a method called parse from, and if you give that byte array, you'll directly get the actual object, the um, um, I mean the concrete object, and you can work. I mean you can do whatever you want with that object. Okay, so this is how the real world behaves um, with sending the messages. I mean, they don't want that clutter of handling the message types and all those things, right? So,
Okay. So
yeah.
I have one scenario. So let's say in one to many pattern. So I have a publisher which is
Mm,
publishing two types of events. So one is employee creation event and department creation event.
mm,
And one subscriber, I'm sending to one topic both the events. And one subscriber is
mm,
subscribing to employee creation, and other subscriber is using consuming
mm,
department event. So then
mm.
both will be different payloads, right, for topic.
Yeah, I mean, you can actually define a common payload type, and you can send the messages in that format. Okay, it is the same with our interview builder case as well. So so it actually sends multiple events like user created, some other persona created. Okay, so they all are different actually. So whatever values that you need to have that protobuf file, commonly for all those events. After all, they are events, right? So all these are for message communication, right? They are not pertain to any of our business logic things, right? So definitely we can convert them to common payloads, and we need to send them in that way.
Okay, got it.
Yeah. So team, any other questions? Okay. So we can see the type of subscriptions. Okay, so there are these four types of subscriptions that PubSub will actually support. So this pull subscriptions, push and export subscriptions. So BigQuery subscriptions and cloud storage subscriptions. Okay, so the pull subscriptions, right? So actually the subscriber pulls the request messages from the um, this one, like from the subscription, okay, to which the messages will be forwarded from the topic. Okay, so this is what the pull subscription is. And push subscriptions, right? So PubSub server, I mean, it initiates the um, uh, request to deliver the messages. Okay, these are push subscriptions. And the export subscriptions are so BigQuery subscriptions if you want to write some data to directly to BigQuery table. And cloud storage subscriptions, so if you want to write data to a cloud storage bucket. So BigQuery, as BigQuery and cloud storage are again Google services, right? So they actually gave these kind of features, right? So BigQuery and cloud storage subscriptions work best when you have I mean uh, I mean, these actually work, internally based on push subscriptions, because we actually write data to a BigQuery table and cloud storage bucket, right? So nothing is there to pull the data. Okay, so yeah, so these are the ones. And yeah, so this comparison also, right? We can just see. So like they mentioned, like based on the use case, you can actually have pull subscription or push subscription, right? So uh, these are some of the use cases, or the scenarios where you can decide what subscription do you use. Okay, here in our case, right? So we are using pull subscriptions. And even in our demo, the subscriptions that are created are pull subscriptions. Okay, and so you can see, like, if a caller, or if a service, or if an entity is there to pull the messages by um, with authorized credentials, right? So probably pull subscriptions can work. And push subscription, right? So there is no one to pull, and the server itself need to push the messages, right? So for example, in the serverless case. Okay, and cloud functions, I guess, in GCP world. So in those cases, push subscriptions will work. And if you want to write the data to BigQuery or cloud storage, obviously these subscriptions will work best. Okay, so there are different parameters. Okay, so we can actually have these things in mind. And we can actually see which works best for our use case. Like, nothing is better than the other part, but yeah. Based on our use case, we need to decide which subscription we need to have. Okay, so the full subscription, right? So there are two kinds of APIs that are there. Okay, pull request, single request, and even streaming pull request also. Okay, So if you have a lot of messages, right? So even streaming pull request is also supported, and these two things, right? So these two things are supported for gRPC and REST as well. Okay, so you can actually uh, have this pull from with the REST as well as in with gRPC as well. Okay, and so push subscription, right? So here, and also as I earlier mentioned, right? So whatever subscription you use, the acknowledgement actually plays a vital role. Okay, so we'll come to that part as well, acknowledgement, in a moment. Okay, so mm, yeah, so here the um, yeah, push request and response, right? So um, yeah, as I earlier mentioned, right, the cloud functions and in those cases, these push subscriptions will work best. Okay, so the PubSub actually greatly supports Java library and a myriad number of libraries for all these subscriptions, right? So, and we have a uh, top-notch over-the-top layer for handling all these things. Okay, so so it internally uses BigQuery storage, right, API. Okay, so for handling these BigQuery table, and cloud storage, uh, what's that subscriptions, right? So this again will be uh, a a big session if we discuss on these things, right? So yeah, I just want to let you know that these subscriptions are there, and so these will these exist. Okay, and wanted to show you some other thing. Yeah, sorry. So mm, message failures, right? So there are some good number of ways to handle the message failures. Okay, one way is to actually, okay, yeah. So one way is like so there are a good number of message failures. So subscription retry policy. So when message cannot be sent to subscriber, right? So in that case, like um, so we can actually retry for a good number of retries that we can configure. I think by default it is 5, and we can configure up to some number. I didn't remember exactly. I mean, most of the scenarios normally we configure it to 10. Okay, and so it'll actually retry sending the message for 10 times. So so okay. So everything is configurable, like this subscription rate rate policy, right? This is also configurable. Okay, and even you can actually specify the delay as well, like between the retries. Okay, and so exponential back off. So it actually has some longer delays. Okay, and and also there is one more thing called a dead letter topic. Okay, so uh, for for example, take a scenario, publisher actually is publishing some messages, and the subscriber the subs it is they are not being sent to the subscriber. Okay, and so if the maximum number of retries are also reached, right? Okay, delivery items, then actually we can actually configure a dead letter topic to a subscription. Okay, not to a topic, it is per subscription, right? So we can configure the dead letter topic to a subscription, and we can actually send that message to this dead letter topic. Okay, so that the message won't be lost. Okay, and optionally, I mean, we can actually configure a subscription to that dead letter topic as well, where the dead letter topic messages will be sent to that subscription. Okay, so I mean, because later we can, I mean, a subscriber can subscribe to that subscription and get the messages, right? So, so there are myriad number of things that we can handle in case of these things, right? Error messages case. Okay. Um, so yeah. Mm, yeah, so we can actually see a small demo with this thing, right? Full subs. So I'm actually showing the demo with full subscription. Okay, so I actually have a basic this thing, right, project. Okay, which is PubSub enabled, right? So I have a topic and two subscriptions. Okay, for it. Okay, let us actually have the topic. Okay, let us actually have a topic and a subscription. Okay, the simple case scenario. Okay, um, and see what I mean, what happens. Okay, so let me comment out all the unnecessary things right now. Okay, S- ch- okay, so we have a single topic and a single, I mean, single publisher publishing the messages to topic and a single subscriber. Okay, so I mean, so we can have multiple publishers as well. Like one publisher is configured over here, and we can actually use the GCP console as another publisher. However, like uh, for now, we can actually have a single publisher. Okay. Let me delete this one. Oh, okay. I'm using here, I think. Just give me a second, guys. Okay, so right now we have. So I'll explain you what I actually did. So before that, I just want to show you the output so that you'll get some interest rate. So then we can go what we are actually doing and how we have configured the things, right? So just give me a moment. Starting the server over here. Okay, server has started. Okay, so this is my topic, right? Okay, so okay, so here from this part itself, I can actually publish message. Okay, so I mean, without configuring any publisher, right? I can just publish a message. Okay, let us publish a single message. Okay, Thank God it came. Otherwise, yeah. So you can see, right? We actually received that message. Okay, so to our subscriber. Okay, so so how we are actually doing is like, I mean, even I can do this from my um, from the publisher that I actually configured, right? Okay, okay. So you can see this is second pub sub message. So which is what I'm actually sending. I'm actually appending this in the controller itself. Okay, just ignore that. Think this is the one, right? So I'm actually appending this in the controller for my other part of testing, right? So please ignore that. So right now we were able to see like a publisher publishing a message to PubSub and a subscriber receiving that message, right? So how did we configure it? Okay, so the steps are like, I mean, there are myriad number of things. I mean, there are myriad number of ways to configure this PubSub. So I've actually used a Spring Core integration along with PubSub to integrate this. Okay, here we first configure inbound channel adapter. Okay, so I mean, this is my subscription, first subscription. I've actually created two subscriptions for this demo purpose, right? So this is my first subscription, okay? And this is my topic, okay? And so this is the inbound channel adapter that I am actually talking about. So okay, so here what it actually does, like, so it actually so this input channel, right? So this input channel is our defined name, okay, pubsub input channel. Okay, so where it actually uh, receives the messages to this channel, and it actually sets the adapter to I mean output channel property of the adapter to the same. Okay, I mean through which this adapter actually sends the messages to subscriptions. Okay, so where the subscriber actually receives the message. So this channel, right? So this input channel, sorry. So this input channel is the, I mean, this is at the receiving side. Okay. So this message channel adapter is at the receiving side. So so it actually this acts like an adapter. Okay. This actually configures this subscription okay, using this PubSub template. So, so this PubSub template actually gives the this I mean this adapter an ability to interact with all the PubSub operations. Okay, so it actually creates an adapter for this subscription on this channel. Okay, and it sets the output channel to the same. Okay, what happens then? Let us see. So define inbound channel along with configuring subscription. So we have defined the inbound channel, input channel along with configuring the subscription. Okay, here we are setting the output channel to the same message channel. Okay, and here we are setting the acknowledgement mode to manual. Okay, here it is by default. What's that? Auto. Okay, so by default auto, and we are actually setting it to manual so that after receiving the message, I mean here we are just logging the message. That's it. Okay, after receiving the message, we'll send the acknowledgement. Okay, so uh, here, yeah. So create inbound channel. Okay, so inbound channel means like the message channel, the actual message channel. Okay, so uh, so how do we create this channel? So it actually uses this same name. Okay, and we are actually creating a message channel. Okay, So this is what we actually have to create. Okay, so that uh, the adapter will actually uh, takes all the messages, okay, from this input channel and sets the output channel as the same, so that the the actual receiver, right, will receive the messages. So create an inbound channel receiver and acknowledge. Okay, so if applicable means like the if we set the acknowledgement mode as manual, then only we will acknowledge. Otherwise, the acknowledgement will be sent automatically. So inbound channel receiver. So receiver means the subscriber, right? So here we are actually configuring the message handler, okay, for that input channel. Okay, so here we'll receive the message in this way. Dot get payload. Okay, so we'll have we so as I earlier mentioned, the communication will happen in byte array, right? So we'll convert it to string as we are actually sending string messages in this demo. Okay, and so this is what like basic acknowledgeable pub sub message. Okay, that is so that is the actual message that will be sent, right? So on that message we are actually sending acknowledgement. Okay, so if we send acknowledgement, I mean proper acknowledgement, then yes, pub sub server reads that yes, this is delivered and this should not be sent uh, uh, the next time. Okay, so if we acknowledge it in it negatively, right, so it will try to send it again. So up until the max number of retries are exhausted, right? So yeah, this is how we can configure the receiving part. I mean, till now what we have seen is like we have configured one subscriber. Okay, and so how do we actually um, configure that publisher? Okay, so for that, this the next step is like create outboard channel adapter. Okay, this is the outbound channel adapter. Okay, um, I think just give me a minute. Yeah, so this is the outbound channel adapter where we are actually configuring the topic as well as the input channel. Okay, so using service activator annotation. Okay, and then we are actually creating a message gateway. Okay, so this is the message gateway that we are creating for the same output channel. Okay, so you using which we actually send the messages. Okay, so we actually call this method send to pub sub. Okay, so here if you see we actually auto-word this outbound gateway, and we are actually using this send to pub sub method. Okay, to send the message. So when you send this, okay, so it actually in turn so this messaging gateway, right, this actually creates a bean which I mean which is capable of sending this string message to the pub sub topic. Okay, so this is how we actually associate that channel and topic together using pub sub template. Okay, so so once this association happened, so it will send the message to topic, and using this message channel. Okay, and so why we are actually giving qualifier, like if we actually configure multiple message channels, then it will know to which I mean from which channel it needs to send, right? Like it needs to receive and uh, send to subscribers, right? So this adapter at the receiving side will configure to a channel and subscription, and we'll actually send the messages to the message handlers. Okay, so where the actual message is consumed and acknowledged. Okay, so now, um, okay, so what we can do, so um, so okay, so we what we'll do, we'll create another subscriber to the same subscription. Okay, so another subscriber, okay, to the same subscription. Okay, so so this is actually uh, this is actually this one. Okay, I mean here multiple publishers are not there, single publisher is there, and which is actually writing messages to this topic, and for this subscription multiple subscribers are there. Okay, so um, so this is how we can configure it. Okay, and we can see, just give me a minute, I'm actually starting it. Okay, probably we can actually send the messages so from here itself, like, okay, no issues, we can send from here as well. Okay, so so let us see. Okay, so initial input channel. Okay, so we have two subscribers, right? See, we have two subscribers. uh, Let me show you. So we have two subscribers, okay, connected to same subscription. Okay, so we have two subscribers, and so for the first subscriber, when it is consuming the message, we are actually printing initial input channel, and for the second one, demo channel. Okay, that is what we are actually printing. Okay, so if we see, this is actually load balancing. So for, see, for the first time, so this subscriber received the request initial input channel, and the second time this subscriber received the request. Okay, so and I mean, if you see, right, this direct channel, like the load balancing strategy is by default round robin load balancing strategy. Okay, so we can actually configure this load balancing strategy. Okay, so okay, by default, as it is load round robin, right? So it is actually sending messages. I mean, load balancing the messages. Okay, so see, okay, so you can see it is alternatively sending the messages. Okay, so this is the thing, like, and also if you can actually okay, so let us see, if the second subscriber, okay, if the second subscriber is for different different subscription. Okay, uh, so here I'm actually using the other subscription. Okay, subscription demo. Okay, so okay, so we have single topic and two subscriptions now. Okay, two subscriptions, to which for each of the subscriptions, one subscriber is there. Like, okay, so let us see what happens. kind of this thing one to many. Okay, so we have one topic, one publisher, two subscriptions. Okay, let us see whether we can see all the messages to each of the subscribers or not. Okay, so another thing, like I just started the server. However, um, the second subscription, right? The second subscriber actually receiving all the messages that we sent earlier. Okay, because we didn't start that listener or subscriber previously, but the topic. I mean, we have sent some messages to the topic, right? So all those messages are actually are received to this second subscriber. Okay, and now let us see. Okay, so you can see demo channel and initial input channel. Okay, so it is receiving both these requests. So I mean messages, sorry. So, message. Okay, it again receives both the messages. Okay, this is third pub message. Okay, so this is kind of this pattern. We have seen this pattern. Okay, so I mean, even we can see this one as well. Like, uh, so we have multiple publishers already seen, right? So we actually sent messages from Cloud Console itself, and we have configured one publisher, right? So even we can see with the other publisher as well. Okay, so we can configure another publisher. Okay, so okay, so this one, okay, so we can we can give the same channel name, the second local channel. Okay, we can leave the method name same. Okay, that doesn't harm us. Okay, and even we can, okay, we can we can use the other publisher. Okay, so we can see. Now, whatever messages we are sending from this first publisher and second publisher, okay, all those messages should be forwarded to all the subscribers, because we have created two subscriptions and one subscriber for each of of those subscriptions, right? So all the messages should be forwarded to all the subscribers. Okay, that is the expected output now. Okay, let us see whether I configured properly or not. Okay, so let us change this. Okay, okay, please do. Okay, let us see. Okay, so this publisher demo channel. Okay, so we have actually sent two messages, right? This is fourth pub sub message. It, I mean, the two subscribers received that message, and the other message is also, I mean, received by those two subscribers, right? So the second publisher is nothing but this one, and the first publisher is nothing but this one. Okay, so total I mean, we have received four messages, so two messages for, I mean, each for the subscriber. Okay, so this way it actually works. Okay, and so I mean, we can try multiple other combinations as well. Okay, so nothing like that. So we can publish a message using REST endpoint, or we can, as we saw, right, we can directly publish the messages from the cloud console. Okay, and we can see. Okay, so I've given the resources. Okay, so whatever I've actually told, right? So I actually studied the documentation and gave this session, right? So you can go through those documentations and feel free to reach out to me whenever I mean any if whenever you have any query, right? So I mean even I think there is more to this, but yeah, I mean on a high level. So this is what we have looked at, like what's PubSub is, what are the different PubSub patterns, okay, like what is the life cycle of that message, like how where the topic, subscription and subscriber, and the publisher actually where I mean. What role that does they play? Okay, so all these things, right? So the acknowledgement is also important or here, like, so otherwise if you don't acknowledge them, if you configure the acknowledgement in manual mode, and if you don't acknowledge, right, so the server might send you multiple messages, and that might be error prone. So if you set it to manual, then yes, you need to acknowledge it properly. Okay, and so based on the requirement, even like you can configure the dead letter topic as well for handling the error scenarios. Okay, and so automatic retry policy and all those things will be already there. Okay, and yeah, probably that's it. That should be it. And I mean, we are open to any questions if you have. Okay then. So if no one has any questions, then yeah, even when you actually when you actually uh, see the service documentation, right, or when you study, if you get any questions, yes, feel free to reach out to me, and I'll be happy to help you. And if I don't know, I'll definitely learn, and I'll assist you on that. Okay. Okay. Thank you everyone, and thank you Pravina for conducting this session. And
Thank you so much, Kiran.
yeah, thank you. Meet you all
Yep.
in the next session. Thank you.
Yep.
Bye.
Thank you. Thank you, guys.
Yeah. Thank you, Kiran.